This week in space news, we start by looking at the latest from Starfish Space, a company focused on satellite servicing. Next, we turn our attention to Longshot, which is now building a new upgraded version of their giant space cannon in Nevada. Following that, we'll discuss ABL's recent strategic shift in direction. And lastly, we'll cover Sierra Space, which has an update on the spaceplane fleet. Let's get started. Starfish Space secures funding for satellite servicing vehicles. Starship Space has received a new tranche of funding worth $29 million to support the development of its initial trio of Otter orbiting servicing vehicles. These vehicles are set to undertake missions for the US Space Force, NASA, and Intelsat. Austin Link, co-founder of Starfish, expressed his enthusiasm regarding the new capital in a press release. This new round of funding is a pivotal moment in the journey of Starfish Space, as it will allow us to launch the first Otter satellites to orbit, Link said. These first Otters will change what is possible when it comes to operating satellites in space. We are excited to partner with an outstanding group of investors to make these missions happen, and proud of the growing support we've received from existing investors as part of this round. Starfish is designing and building a range of satellite inspection and disposal vehicles. They have grown to 70 employees and have raised a total of $50 million in funding. Additionally, they've recently secured a NASA grant to execute a satellite inspection mission. Starfish is developing a range of software and hardware technologies to enable Otters to perform servicing missions, including precise autonomous navigation and docking capabilities, developing a unique capture mechanism designed to dock with a wide variety of client satellites. The company's first two Otter missions for Intelsat and the US Space Force will launch to geostationary orbit in 2026 and begin providing services to client satellites thereafter. Okay, let's turn to our second story about a giant space cannon. Longshot starts building their new upgraded gun in Tonopah, Nevada. Longshot has proudly declared D-Day or Delivery Day on their LinkedIn company page, as hardware components have begun arriving at their newly established base in Tonopah, Nevada. The company, which previously operated from California, found it necessary to relocate in order to accommodate the construction of their larger, more powerful gun. They shared a video showcasing the new prefab facilities next to their warehouse, where assembly of their ambitious gun will take place. This gun is designed to propel payloads at a staggering speed of 5 km per second, setting a new benchmark for Longshot. Longshot Space will be using an 800 square foot expandable container home as their on-site workspace in Tonopah, where they're conducting work on low-cost hypersonic space launches. The company is working on a game-changing service for the space industry, with its mission to bring the cost of launching to as low as $10 per kilo, dramatically undercutting the current price point of rockets like SpaceX's Falcon 9, which charges thousands of dollars per kilo. They do this by using hypersonic accelerators, or a giant space gun, to shoot payloads into orbit. Longshot aims to make space access more affordable and accessible. However, not all payloads are compatible with this method. While it's suitable for raw materials, fuel, and other consumables, delicate satellites would likely not withstand the intense acceleration. Opting for prefabricated units over constructing a factory, Longshot Space is following a path similar to that of SpaceX. SpaceX's Starbase, for instance, began with tents and is only now transitioning to more permanent structures. This choice offers the advantage of speed, allowing Longshot to kickstart operations at their new base without the delay associated with traditional construction, which could take months or even years. In addition, this approach cuts costs, enabling Longshot to spend their precious funding on what matters, their Longshot gun, rather than on the infrastructure. The prefab unit, as seen in the video they've shared, provides a comfortable working environment. These units effectively serve Longshot's requirements for a practical and cost-effective operational base in a challenging location. Okay, on to our next story. Major changes at ABL. ABL steps away from launch vehicles. In a post on X, Dan Pimon, the founder and president of ABL Space Systems, said, "Announcement: ABL's new direction. After 6 years of pioneering work in the commercial launch industry, ABL has made the strategic decision to shift its focus from commercial rocket launches to missile defense technologies. Despite the technological and operational achievements, the commercial launch market's evolution has led to a decrease in viable opportunities for ABL to make a significant impact. The launch industry has seen an increase in frequency and success rates, reducing the space for new entrants like ABL to carve out a niche. ABL is now redirecting its efforts to become a specialized force in missile defense, utilizing the RS-1 rocket, GS-0 system, E-2 engine, and other developed technologies. This transition marks a new chapter for ABL, one where the company invites collaboration from those motivated by the mission to enhance national defense. Okay, with that, let's move on to our final story for this week. Sierra Space extends its Dream Chaser fleet. Sierra Space was established as an independent commercial space company in 2021. Since then, it's been working on the Dream Chaser vehicle and was selected by NASA for cargo missions to the International Space Station. Originally planned for this year, the first cargo flight of Sierra Space's Dream Chaser spaceplane has now been rescheduled for no earlier than May 2025. In parallel, Sierra Space is advancing the construction of their second cargo spaceplane, named Reverence. The first flight will send the already constructed spaceplane, named Tenacity, to the International Space Station on top of a ULA Vulcan Centaur rocket. Tenacity is now at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It will take Sierra Space approximately 18 months to finish the second spaceplane. Alongside this, the company is also developing a crewed version known as the DC-200 series and a national security variant, the DC-300. Dream Chaser has been chosen by NASA to handle cargo delivery, return and disposal services for the ISS under the agency's Commercial Resupply Service 2, or CRS-2 contract. Each Dream Chaser is good for 15 missions, said Angie Wise, Sierra Space's Chief Safety Officer and Senior Vice President for Mission Assurance. So, Reverence will give us a total of 30 missions that we can use for different customers. Okay, that's it for this week. As always, we will keep you updated on developments within the space startup sector. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest news on commercial space startups around the globe. From rocket launchers to space stations, orbital tugs, lunar landers and more, if it's a commercial space startup, we cover it. See you soon.